Breaking news. The global economy shaken once again.
Donald Trump's new economic world order is taking shape.
Effective tariff rate against China, effective today, is actually 145%.
That US tariffs against China add up to 145%.
Это решение американского президента Дональда Трампа сделать паузу в торговой войне.
A 10% baseline on nearly all imports to the US.
Stock markets have been on quite the journey since Donald Trump was elected. Take a look.
中方也将奉陪到底。
تغريدة الرئيس الأمريكي ترامب التي كانت كافية.
BBC दुनिया में आज देखिए क्या टैरिफ लगाकर अपनी बात मनवाना था ट्रंप का प्लान।
I'm telling you, these countries are calling us up, kissing my ass.
Just as we were producing this video, Donald Trump announced a dramatic escalation.
People are paying tariffs. Countries are paying tariffs.
Raising tariffs on Chinese imports to a staggering 125%.
Right now, China's paying a 104% tariff.
Yes, you heard that right. Evolving story, Trump has now added 145% tariff to China. White House clarifies, while pausing tariffs for most other countries for 90 days, with a baseline 10% tariff. Markets have reacted wildly. The S&P 500 surged 9.5%, marking one of its biggest single-day gains since World War II. While tensions with China continue to escalate as Beijing retaliates, evolving story, China raises stakes in Trump's tariffs game with 125% levy on U.S. goods. Beijing to challenge Washington before the WTO, saying the Trump administration to blame for the global economic turbulence. Confidence in U.S. government bonds, the ultimate safe haven, has wavered, with yields surging to their highest levels since 1998. This is clear signal of growing uncertainty about the stability of the U.S. economy, its leadership on the world stage, and trust in the Project USA. Some experts are now claiming that this is more than just a trade war. It's a sign of a crumbling global order. As one analyst starkly put it, the American empire is over. This stunning development amplifies the urgency of the themes we'll explore today and how this will impact you and your loved one. The staggering $7.4 trillion market fallout, the clash of isolationism versus globalization, cracks in Trump's inner circle, and the ripple effects on everyday life. $7.4 trillion, lost in moments of extreme volatility.
Global markets continue to feel the pain, with indices in Asia reeling on Monday.
Global markets are crumbling. Globalization is dying.
And we're very powerful. This country is very powerful.
Welcome to Makaverse Beta, your authentic hub for data-driven insights. We connect the dots and break down economic chaos so you know exactly what's at stake. Remember our previous deep dive, Trump's $2.4 trillion tariff bomb, 25 seconds to market meltdown? We warned you a storm was coming, and now updated research from Bloomberg and Reuters confirms that the shockwave has only intensified. Trump's tariffs are no longer mere tactics. They're a deliberate strategy disrupting global trade and rattling markets from New York to London, Beijing to Brussels. Since the tariffs launched, an estimated $7.4 trillion has vanished from global stock markets. In the US, the Dow has dropped over 1,200 points, the lowest since May 2024, while both the S&P 500 and NASDAQ have slipped more than 5%. In the UK, the FTSE 100 hit its worst daily drop in over 5 years, nearly 5%. And in Asia, Hong Kong's Hang Seng Index plunged over 10%. As this staggering loss unfolds, let's explore how investors are responding. Investor confidence is shattered. Recent surveys peg U.S. recession odds at 60%. Reuters. Trump's tariffs drive costs by two key mechanisms. A baseline duty of 10% plus additional hikes has pushed Chinese import prices to roughly 54%. Following China's 35% retaliation, fresh threats of an extra 50% tariff loom. Billionaire investor and Trump supporter Bill Ackman called the escalating tariff crisis a financial nuclear winter waiting to happen. His stark warning highlights the looming economic chaos, as even Trump's allies sound the alarm on the devastating fallout of his trade war. Trump's tariff blitz is rewriting the global playbook. In response, China has struck back hard, imposing an 84% tariff on U.S. goods, a move that has sent shockwaves through international trade. Meanwhile, in some cases, the U.S. has pushed certain tariffs as high as 104% on select imports, deepening the fury. Across Europe, governments are scrambling. Auto tariffs could rise to 20%, and the UK has delayed its electric vehicle mandates to shield domestic industries. Brief rumors of a 90-day tariff pause briefly sparked hope, only for the White House officials to dismiss them as fake news. Two powerful perspectives now clash. On one side in the ring, President Trump stands defiant, insisting that America First isolationism, in the iconic Make America Great Again mantra, will rebalance trade and restore American strength. This doctrine, championed for decades, is Trump's rallying cry to reclaim a fading global empire. Will it the last hurrah, or will things get even worse? On the other side, Elon Musk, until very recently a key ally and trusted advisor to Trump, is now openly breaking ranks. Musk's recent outburst, a demand for a zero-tariff situation, and a searing jab labeling Trump's trade advisor, Peter Navarro, dumber than a sack of bricks, signals a dramatic rift within the Trump's inner circle. Musk's passionate appeals for free trade and warnings about the tariffs' economic fallout, or could it be due to Musk's business interests and falling share prices in Tesla? We let our intelligent viewers decide. If this was not enough headache for Trump, adding further weight to this clash, renowned American economist and political analyst Richard Wolff drops a bombshell. American empire is over. Wolff links this to the relentless erosion of U.S. global influence, underscored by a staggering $7.4 trillion market wipeout, tariffs soaring as high as 50% on even the most obscure nations, and a pivot of power toward emerging alliances like BRICS. In Wolff's view, Trump's tariff blitz isn't merely about protecting domestic jobs. It's a desperate, failing attempt to recapture past glory, probably akin to British Empire in 1947, one that now risks plunging the nation into economic chaos and a looming recession. While proponents tout tariffs as shields for domestic employment, mounting data and vivid real-world examples expose a far grimmer reality. The irony is palpable. Policies meant to solidify American dominance may, in fact, be hastening its decline. With these divergent visions, let's examine how this turmoil affects everyday life. The fallout isn't just shaking up Wall Street, it's hitting everyday people right where they live. Ordinary households are facing a serious pinch. Yes, that is you. Analysts warn that household expenses could jump by $1,900 to $7,600 each year, meaning families might suddenly see more money leaving their budgets, forcing them to make tough choices like whether to keep the lights on or buy groceries. And if you're planning to buy a family car, be prepared. Prices might increase by about $8,000 overnight, according to Reuters. Imagine how that extra cost could affect your savings or monthly bills. Even everyday comforts aren't spared. Think of it this way. Even if you don't drink alcohol, consider your regular cup of coffee or a simple grocery run. While dramatic price hikes have been noted in specialty items, Japanese whiskey up 24%, Irish gin by 20%, and Scottish whiskey by 10%, similar surges in everyday essentials would hit your wallet just as hard. Small business owners feel this disruption too. One local entrepreneur summed it up. There's chaos you simply can't navigate. If you change your business plan tomorrow, everything might shift. It's like trying to predict the weather when every day brings a new storm. Uncertainty and chaos, things that markets hate the most. Will Trump's powerful backers will have to step in, or is there even a bigger picture? Something to do with American focus on China? Let's leave that hanging for now. Regardless, as consumers feel the pinch, let's ride through the wild market roller coaster. Global markets now resemble a wild roller coaster. The Nasdaq plunged nearly 6% in one day, and the Dow suffered a historic drop of over 1,200 points, an unmistakable sign of extreme volatility that has left investors reeling. Trillions in market value have evaporated in a matter of moments, with investors caught swinging between fleeting hope and deep despair. A brief rally sparked by rumors of a tariff pause melted away as quickly as it appeared following White House denial. A stark reminder that any market recovery can vanish in an instant. Amid this turmoil, the Federal Reserve is weighing rate cuts to counter inflation, adding fuel to the already palpable market fear. As one seasoned trader put it, when fear prevails, the real wolf of Wall Street isn't on the trading floor, it's in the corridors of power. The stage is set for further shocks as uncertainty lingers and new geopolitical and economic shifts loom on the horizon. Transition. But remember, this crisis isn't contained to one region. It's reshaping the entire globe. This tariff war isn't just an American spat. It's a global juggernaut reshaping trade everywhere. In North America, Canada and Mexico are locked in high-stakes trade disputes, while across Europe, the EU is racing to seal new deals and stabilize its economies amid rising uncertainty. Over in Asia, nations like Vietnam and Malaysia are rapidly overhauling policies to seize emerging opportunities and adapt to a shifting landscape. Analysts warn that as Europe pivots its strategy, long-standing trade agreements and alliances like NATO are crumbling, realigning global alliances increasingly toward China and paving the way for a radically redefined world order. Amid these monumental shifts, one critical question arises. Amid this upheaval, one burning question remains. Is this crisis a necessary market reset or a self-inflicted collapse? Trump argues that his tariffs are correcting deep-seated trade imbalances. But at what cost? But let's pause and rewind. As Richard Wolff, a renowned economist and political analyst, starkly declared, "American empire is over." Wolff's claim highlights the waning global influence of the United States as nations realign in response to these economic shocks. His words underscore the profound reality of shifting power dynamics, reshaped by alliances and escalating trade wars. From the $7.4 trillion market wipeout to the crumbling of long-standing agreements, this isn't just an economic crisis, it's a dramatic shift in global power dynamics. Transition, let's empower you with the tools to navigate this chaos. In these turbulent times, safeguarding your financial future isn't just smart, it's essential. Here's your concise, data-backed blueprint to weather the storm. Monitor. Stay updated on tariff news and market shifts using trusted and credible sources. Also, subscribe to our channel at Makaverse to go behind the headlines and learn how it may impact you. Diversify. For those able to plan beyond immediate needs, spread your investments across industries and regions to cushion against volatility. Budget smartly. Prepare for rising living costs by adjusting your spending plans and prioritizing essentials. Engage. Join the conversation. Share your story, insights, and questions to shape this critical debate. Comment below to let us know how you feel and what you'd like us to cover next on this or similar topics. These steps aren't just survival tactics. They're your roadmap to thriving in a world that's rapidly changing. As we wrap up, we leave you with this pivotal challenge. The pressing question isn't just about trade, it's about you. And why does this matter to your life? Every decision being made in the corridors of power affects the price you pay at the grocery store, the stability of your job, and even the future opportunities for your kids. With Trump threatening to ramp up tariffs to 50% and potentially cancel crucial meetings if China doesn't relent, the stakes aren't just high for governments and corporations. They're high for you. Backed by real-time data and rigorous expert analysis, it's shaping the world you live in, the economy you rely on, and the communities you call home. The $7.4 trillion shockwave we've explored isn't just about market charts and financial headlines. It's about the choices you'll have to make as this global transformation unfolds. If you found our previous deep dive on the $2.4 trillion collapse compelling, imagine the seismic impact of this $7.4 trillion upheaval. How will it ripple through your life? That's the question that needs answers. Subscribe now for real-time, data-driven updates tailored to help you navigate these turbulent waters. Join Makaverse Beta and share your thoughts. Tell us your story. How has this crisis affected you? And what questions are keeping you up at night? Comment below to shape this conversation and influence others. Because staying informed isn't just about knowing, it's about protecting your future, your family, and your dreams. As we close, we leave you with this pivotal challenge. What role will you play in shaping the new global order?